Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Idiot Investor. I'm your host, Justin, and we had a big down day today, Tuesday or Monday, October 26th, last full week before the election. And we're down as much as, what, like 2.5% today? Wow, almost 3%. And, don't be too concerned. This is a minor pullback. And, we've been just trucking. We're still above our old high before the pandemic. So I would use this as a buying opportunity as much as possible if we keep going lower. I have plans. I try and put like $500 into the IRA each month. And I've been good for the last couple months because I put so much in. Where was I buying? Let me take a quick look. Where was I buying? Let's say VU. The last VU I bought was June 12th, June 11th, June 10th. So we're in June. I was buying. That was the pullback month after it just skyrocketed, and then I haven't really bought since then. So $300 is my price on VU. But I'm not really looking at that right now because I already have a lot of that. I'm looking at value today specifically. I almost bought. My order is 105.15. It got to 105.22, so it was only 7 cents off. I still think we could get there if this week is a down one, which it seems like it's going to be. I mean, we'll probably have somewhat of a bounce tomorrow, given that when you fall 2%, you usually recover like 1%. But we'll see what happens. I'm looking at Vanguard total. I'm thinking 80.80 is a good price for that. Let me see what the. So that's not quite the low of $80, but it's still, not super high. 80.80 is the price on that one. Yeah, definitely value. I'm interested. Bought some ORI. They had good earnings. Increased their earnings during the pandemic, even though their stock is down 30% still. So I just bought one share of that. I'm planning to buy a little more if it gets $16. Looking at the gold miners ETF. I'd like to get that at 30.30, so below all this. And ideally, just $30, maybe even $28, but 30.30 is a good solid price. I already have one share at 35. Looking to buy a Barrick Gold at $26, but it's really holding this level well, so I might just want to jump in. I've already bought some at 27, and I have a big order at 25 if it actually gets there. Wheaton Precious Metal, 47.50 is the price for me, just to buy a share. I think the last one I bought was at 48, so if it goes lower, I'll keep buying. 58 for Newmont. These are just the biggest miners. Utilities has been outperforming, which is good. Up 10% for the month versus 1% for the S&P, so that's finally paying off a little bit. And I think that's somewhat based off of NextEra's going up to 300. It's got to be splitting. I plan to buy some more. I think it might even be tomorrow, the 27th. It splits. Might just buy one at open because I want to fill in that position a little more, and I think it's the best one out there. I would say buy that over Exxon or Chevron. That oil market is dead and dying. BTI, I'm kind of looking at 169. That'd be a decent price on the. It's like a base, good support. Healthcare, I need a little bit, but I'm not that excited about buying some, so I'm gonna really wait until it gets to 200. I think get some fair price for it. I got a couple lists here. Robinhood changed everything, and they totally randomized my list, so it's totally different now. I just had to do it alphabetically now. I have a quick must-haves list. It's mainly growth stocks, so if it pulls back significantly to my prices, I'll be buying. Adobe is like a price of $420. That's still below all that. Below that. Below that. So $420 is my price. I think that's good support. I can only buy one share with how much allocations I give them. $60 for Nintendo. That's right there. So that'd be a decent pullback. Good support in this range. $55 to $60. Nvidia, I'm not even gonna bother buying. It'd have to go down to $300 for me to be interested, and I'm just not. It's too expensive. A and B, I'm just holding on. Just gonna let it ride, baby. Only have 2 shares, so. Apple, I'm looking at 105. Wow, still ended positive. Cray. Yeah. I mean, if I can get it below 100, that'd be great, but by that time, I'll have already bought in, and then I'll have a full position. So we'll see. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. I'm just watching stocks fall. You know, it's a good thing. Don't be discouraged. You want cheaper prices unless you're retiring next year, you know. But, I think whatever president wins, I think good for the stock market either way. You know, a lot of people thought oil and steel and coal and gas would do well under a Trump presidency, but guess what? It hasn't. So, don't go in with too many expectations or like you have to do this or the other. And the best advice I can give is just buy a low-cost index fund. Just buy VOO. That'll give you better returns than probably you can get through stocks. Because we are all idiots and can't predict the market. At the start of the year in January, when stocks were booming, did you feel like you have to get in now because it's just going to keep going up and up and up? Or did you wait and slowly do it, I don't know. Almost the end of the year. We're getting there. Congress is fucked. The government is stupid. They don't know what they're doing. But maybe once after the election, we'll actually get some stimulus. But man, wouldn't it just be so easy to just give everyone stimulus checks right now, or even at the start of December, shopping season, get the economy rolling. And if they don't do that, it's just going to be like fucking depression out there. Not that bad, but people aren't going to spend like they would. People are saving and worried about rent and eviction. It's shitty. Mitch McConnell would rather put in, their own Congress member than pass fucking stimulus that even the White House is approving, at almost $2 trillion. So it's just whack. It's so frustrating. I'm so over it. Of course, the Tuesday deadline or whatever they give wasn't met because they've never once met a deadline. And that's one thing you can expect, is that Congress will never meet a fucking deadline. But that's my rant. But, the great thing is that stocks are the best place to be right now. And if you have money for stocks, then you're doing all right. Because interest rates are low, bonds are low. There's no point in buying bonds. So people are buying stocks and REITs and riskier American Airlines and bullshit like that. And Zoom at Tesla at 1,000 PE. So there's money to be made. There's also a lot of money to be lost if you're not careful. Tesla at 420. My price for Tesla is $100 flat, straight up. If it gets to $100, I'll buy. Maybe even, like, if I had to look at this chart, $200 would be where I would buy. 210, 220, 205, just somewhere so you're not greedy. Exactly 200, but man, look at the volume. But yeah, that's that. Lots of interesting stocks out there to watch. Gold, gold's just been floating. Seems like right here. Look at that. It hasn't moved barely an inch in 3 months. So I think it's setting itself up for a big run up. So if you can keep buying while it's low, I think it's a decent price. But yeah, I think that'll do for today. Thank you everyone for watching and have a wonderful week. Bye bye.